Hello, everybody. Dr. Del Miller's here. Thanks for joining me. I'm with personalfitness.com. Now, don't forget that, all these videos I create, they are at my website. You find all kinds of useful things there. You can sign up for my webinar, get your sexy back at my website. Sign up for a health strategy call with me, an hour on the phone with me, coaching call. Imagine that. So you can do that at my website, personalfitness.com. But today, I want to talk to you about what I call the tyranny of the clock. Why we never seem to have enough time. The two phrases I hear more than any other in 30 years are I'm too busy and I just don't have the time. I'm sure you've heard those too. In fact, I don't have the time seems to be the new anthem or something for our busy, stressed out, overcommitted lives these days. But is time crunch really just about not having enough time to do what we want? Or is it just the latest catch all phrase for the things we just don't want to do? Here's the deal: feeling stressed out about time largely has to do with three things: your values, your attitude, and your mindset. So, to a large degree, the feeling of I don't have time has very little to do with time itself. Now, let me explain that one before you jump in. You see, here's the thing: how you spend your time is usually a good indicator of your values, what you value. Let's take myself for example. I exercise 5 to 6 days a week. I play tennis 3 to 4 days a week and spend at least 3 days each week doing activities with my three daughters. We do things like tennis, basketball, martial arts, swimming, ride our bikes along the beach, and sometimes just hang out at the farmer's market. Now, why do I spend time on all these things? Yes, you guessed it. Making time to exercise, play, and spend time with my kids are the things I value the most. These are the things that feed my soul. So, of course, I make time for them. In fact, back in the day before I gave up the corporate suit and tie, yes, that's me. I used to be a corporate man myself. I used to get up at 5 o'clock every morning to go running or go to the gym before I go to work because my physical practice fuels me physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. Now, let me ask you, what do you value most? Now, here's another important piece of mindset that most people don't seem to understand. Before you can commit yourself to something new, you have to first give up something old. That's the case, folks, because there are only 24 hours in a day. And right now, you spend every one of those hours doing something. Whether you're binge watching Netflix, browsing Facebook, working out, or spending time with family and friends, every one of those hours is currently accounted for. So, the reason why some people are constantly time stressed is because they're constantly trying to add new things to their schedule without first identifying what they're willing to give up as a trade off. Make no mistake about it, there has to be a trade off. So let me repeat that. Your time is already accounted for. So before you can add something new to your busy day, you must give up something else. When you adopt this new mindset, you will never again use the old victim mindset phrase, I don't have time. Yes, I said it. It's a victim mindset phrase. I don't have time. Instead, you will be empowered to say what you truly mean. What do you truly mean? What you truly mean is, I'm not going to commit to that right now because it isn't as important as the other things I'm currently committed to. I'm not going to commit to that right now because it isn't as important as the other things I'm currently committed to. This is a more empowering approach. Why? Because it allows you to make an immediate comparison between how you're currently spending your time and how you could be spending that time. For instance, if you're currently browsing Facebook for an hour each day, yet you can't seem, or rather, you can't see where you can make the time to exercise, This new mindset empowers you to make a decision about what's most important to you: Facebook or exercise. And maybe you might even come up with a third option. Could you browse Facebook while exercising? I don't know. Could you sit on the bike? Could you walk on the treadmill? Could you do elliptical? Could you do something while doing something else? So it's not that you don't have time to exercise, but rather you choose to spend your time doing something else that to you is more important. Now, do you see how powerful a shift in mindset could be? Here's the next thing: feeling overwhelmed and short on time often means your schedule is filled with things you don't enjoy doing. Feeling overwhelmed and short on time often means your schedule is filled with things you don't enjoy doing. You see, as I wrote in my last book, Energize Your Life, when we're doing things that are meaningful to us, we feel less time pressure, less rushed, and more inspired. This has been validated by several research studies. In fact, one such study reported that men who volunteered more felt less time stress than women, even when the men spend more hours volunteering than the women. Now, you might ask yourself, how is this possible? Well, maybe it has to do with the nature of the volunteer activity. Case in point, when I volunteer at my kids' school, I assist with things like PE or the annual 5K run. My wife, on the other hand, when she volunteers as a room mom or other things that require meetings, setup, and other menial tasks. Now, I'm not saying that her activities aren't fulfilling, but I doubt she gets the same fulfillment that I get. I get to be a motivational cheerleader. What could be more fulfilling than that? So the bottom line is that when we're doing more fulfilling and enjoyable things, we tend to be less stressed about time than if our day is filled with menial chores. So, how do you escape this time trap? Number one, take control of your schedule. Yes, I know it's easier said than done when you've got a million work commitments, after school activities with the kids, housework, shopping, walking the dog. Oh my goodness, I'm stressed out just thinking about all those things. But here's the deal: it's okay not getting everything done. Really, it's okay. Do the most important things first. That way, at least you'll feel better knowing that you've accomplished something important instead of just being busy. Number two, delete more than you add to your schedule. Let's face it, folks. Most people just like to be busy for the sake of being busy. I see it every day. I talk to people every day who just like to be busy for the sake of being busy. They just love to say, "Oh, I'm busy. How are you? Oh, I'm so busy." You know, they don't feel okay with themselves unless they're busy doing something, whether or not that something is really important. There's a difference between important and busy. There's a difference between important and urgent. Spending our time doing things that are really important. So take control of your schedule, plan your week, make sure you're doing something meaningful with your time every day, and spread out the menial task evenly over the week so you're not spending each day just doing menial stuff. But most importantly, folks, you got to learn to say no. You got to learn to say no to your boss, to the kids, to your friends, and anybody who want to add more stuff to your already busy schedule. It's an important skill to learn, learning to say no. Here's the third thing: schedule time to do absolutely nothing. Yes, I know this is going to blow some of your minds. Schedule time to do absolutely nothing. And you're saying, "Say what? Dr. Dell, you must be crazy. What are you talking about?" But, remember when you were a kid and you used to just sit and daydream? When was the last time you just sat staring out the window at nothing at all? When was the last time you just sat at the coffee shop or at the park just watching people come and go? John Lennon said, "I'm just sitting here watching the wheel go round and round." Have you ever done that? I know it's hard because, most people would rather undergo electric shock than to sit still for 15 minutes doing nothing, just sitting with your thoughts. But doing nothing every once in a while is the most important thing you can do for yourself. It's a loving thing to do, folks. So try it sometime. All right, that's all I've got for you today. I'm Dr. Del Millers, as I've said. I've got some awesome stuff for you. I want you to check out my webinar. My webinar, Get Your Sexy Back. I share, some important shifts in mindset, habits, and behaviors that help my clients to, just get their confidence back. Lose the weight for good, feel comfortable in their own skin, recover from health issues. If that's what you're up, if that's what you want, then that's the webinar for you. It's the most popular one I've ever done. Secondly, I always tell people, I'm available. I'm here. I'm here to help. And a lot of people take me up on it. They get on a health strategy call with me every week. I do lots of health strategy calls with people from all over the country. I talk to a lot of people who have a lot of issues going on. And what I promised them that we're going to get clear about what's going on right now. We're going to get clear about where they want to be, what they want to see happen, and we're going to get clear about how do we bridge the gap between where you are and where you want to be as quickly as possible. That I promise you on a health strategy call. It's not a sales call, it's a coaching call, right? So sign up for my health strategy call, watch my webinar, join my Facebook group, The Lifestyle Cure. That's where you'll find me most every week. And until next time, as I always say, may the best of your todays be the worst of your tomorrows. I'm Dr. Del Millers. Talk soon.